all those who have made this possible. Today I'd like to speak about two things. One, about direct reading, and two, its curious benefits. I chose this topic because direct reading is how I've been trying to learn foreign languages myself, and also because if I had known its benefits much earlier, I would have tried to teach direct reading to my students. Now, about direct reading. To explain its basics, let me ask you a question. I'd like to ask you about how you react when you see an English word. Are you ready? Yes. Thank you. Now, how did you react? I'm afraid you have only two choices. One, you had the image of fire and its smell, brightness, sound, or noise directly in your mind. Second, your second choice is that you saw the corresponding Japanese word, hi, meaning fire, in your mind. Okay? You don't have to raise your hand. If your choice is number one, I believe you'll have much less difficulty mastering direct reading, because it's the essence of direct reading, namely to read a word or a sentence in a foreign language and to form its image and feelings and sensations as well directly in your mind. That is without the interference of any translation. You see, in this diagram, the red arrow represents the root of direct reading. The word and the image are connected directly without any translation. Unlike the white root, that's the root for indirect understanding or reading foreign language. What I'd like to stress here is something easily ignored and often unnoticed in my view. It's that while you read directly, you must at the same time turn off your mother tongue in your head. You must keep it off in your head. In other words, you must silence your mother tongue during direct reading. So please believe me. I have read English directly for years. So, in other words, I have practiced direct reading for years. So, at the same time, I have practiced silencing Japanese in my head for years. So I am now quite good at silencing the Japanese in my head. Is it any use? I don't know. Yes, it's of great use. Just as I was going to speak to you about two curious benefits which I found with that inner linguistic silence in my head. Now, the first benefit is about better self-control. I went to a dentist one day, and I tried to silence Japanese in my head on a dentist's chair. I am usually an easily scared person, but on that occasion, with the inner linguistic silence in my head, I felt, to my surprise, I felt much less pain, as probably half as much pain as usual. I only silenced Japanese in my head. I wondered how such a thing could happen. And this is how I reasoned. Suppose you are an easily scared person like me, you may often say to yourself in your head on a dentist's chair, though you say nothing aloud, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt, ouch, it's hurting, it hurts, oh, it did hurt. Suppose you had no language, so no such words as hurt or hurting or pain or painful in your head. Wouldn't it be a little bit harder to feel pain itself? That's exactly what I found. With the inner linguistic silence in my head, I found it harder to feel pain itself. The silence in my head probably helped reduce the amount and intensity of the pain I felt, because I somehow lacked something essential to feel pain with. Well, that is how I reasoned. Now the second benefit. The second, it's about inspiration, good ideas. When I feel stuck in my thinking or in my life, I often go hiking to a nearby hill or mountain. On the way up, I try to silence Japanese in my head, and on the way back down, I give free rein I relax and I give free rein to my imagination. And then, curiously enough, a lot of original ideas or new insight or new way of thinking often occur to me. Okay? Well, and this is the reason for it, as I see it. For a long time, I felt that language is, in a sense, a prison. It's a no-choice system, in a way. Take any word, for example, a cat. You must call a cat a cat. There is no choice. You don't call a cat a dog. At least not seriously. Everything is predetermined and forced on you. It's a very coercive, hidden system. And in such a system, in such a prison-like state, it's easy to lose your openness to new ideas or create inventiveness or creativity. So as I go on to reason, so that must have been why silencing Japanese in my head helped silencing Japanese might have served as a kind of short parole outside prison, or a few steps outside, or at least a glimpse outside. So on the way up to the mountaintop, to the hilltop, with the inner linguistic silence in my head, I felt a little bit relieved. I may have felt a little more flexible than usual. That's how I reasoned. Okay. Well, I wanted to add some additional proof to my discovery or findings, and I thought of a curious something curious again. It's that it's this. First, let me summarize so far. I talked about direct reading, and next it's maybe a happy byproduct, inner linguistic silence, then the curious benefits, self-control and inspiration. Looking for additional proof, I was looking for additional proof. I found a similar group of three: foreign language and inner silence and self-control and inspiration. It's here. Jesus, Shakyamuni, Confucius, and Socrates, founders of world religions and great philosophers of ancient times, were all born with a number of foreign languages spoken all around. There, you see our familiar threesome, a group of three: foreign languages or exposure to them, then the second term, linguistic silence, as in the form of meditation or silent prayers, then self-control or inspiration in the form of enlightenment or awakening or even nirvana. That's my threesome, magnified to a grander scale, I suppose. Anyway, be that as it may, foreign languages and foreign language learning played a much bigger and more important role in history. So to finish my speech, why not try to read foreign language directly, and if you can, why not read directly? Why not try direct reading if you can't? And if you can, why not try to silence your language, your mother tongue, in your head? And if you're lucky, you may surprise yourself. You may surprise yourself between languages. Thank you very much.